Hello beer troopers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter the Master of Hoppers, today joined by
the Jarl of Yeast.
The Jarl of Yeast, aka Dad, reviewing a couple beers that's been almost like 2 years in the works now to get reviewed. Well, one I've had in the cellar, one I just got from Johan in Sweden, the ever so awesome Johan. In 2018 Christmas, Dad and I spent the night at my grandmother, your mother's place, helping her prep for Christmas, and as a special treat, we had a bottle of Närke Kaggen Stormaktsporter. First time this beer has been released in years, and Johan sent it over for us to try, and we really loved it. It's an original white whale in the beer world. Well, in recent beer mails, he's then also sent this one, which is their collab with Oppigårds, which is Thurbo Kaggen, which is a variation. And in the last beer mail he sent their Konjaks Kaggen. So pretty much there's a few more variations, but at least the ones that's been bottled so far. So the one here with Oppigårds is called Thurbo Kaggen because it's a mashup of Turbo Stout from Oppigårds and Kaggen Stormaktsporter. But it's a boosted, like imperialized version of Turbo. And the only difference within the Konjaks version is that instead of bourbon barrels, it's been aged in cognac barrels. And this one's also been aged in bourbon barrels, just like the regular one. Well, the 13% Imperial Stout, or they say Imperial Stout, but on the label they call it a porter, which is like interesting. But I guess it's part of this. Like if you look at Limfjordsporter, it also says double brown stout. Yeah. So, but I think we should start off with this one because people said that this one was not as good as this one. Just we'll see, we'll find out. So. Yeah, here we go. So this is Thurbo Kaggen, and it looks nice. What color is this, Dad?
That's black.
Yes. It's a black color with a nice tan-looking head. It looks like a lot like the one we just saw the video we shot almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, look very much similar.
It does. So yeah, let's check out the aroma. It smells nice. The big thing is like they're made with heather honey, but I think this smells more alcoholic than the one we had last time.
Yeah, I think it's
a bit more boozy.
Boozy. But coffee and...
Yeah. Yeah, coffee, and it has the bourbon whiskey as well. Yeah. I'm just trying to see here. Did they put honey in this one? Because I'm not getting much of it.
I can't.
The other one had like a big honey thing. But it definitely has lots of old school vibes with like the dark fruits. Yeah. Like dried dark fruits and raisin and figs and prunes, almost like a licorice thing too. And
but I think
it stings in the nostrils.
The most thing you pick up is the booze. Yeah, and maybe also a little of the bourbon. Yeah,
but a fun thing because the regular Stormaktsporter wasn't that boozy at all. It was actually quite sweet, but. Hey, maybe it's going to be sweeter on the taste. Let's find out. Cheers. And Johan, thanks a ton, dude. It is sweeter on the... Okay, not as... I think it's more alcoholic on the aroma than the flavor. But there is a little bit.
Yeah, it bites a bit.
Especially on the aftertaste. Yeah. It has that dry, phenolic, kind of boozy touch. It's very old school barrel-aged Imperial Stout, though. Yeah. It's also... I don't think it's as thick.
No,
as the regular one.
I hadn't expected it so thin.
Yeah, especially compared to the one we had, and especially seeing the video, we're swirling it around. You can see like it's more of a slimy liquid. This is not as thick. But Johan also told me that he thinks that just the base Turbo Stout from Oppigårds is a little bit underwhelming. He doesn't think it's that good, especially compared to the Kaggen Stouts. So that might be part of it. But it does have that kind of sweet bourbon, vanilla kind of flavor, but it's just not like crazy as in the regular Stormaktsporter. But I will say the regular Stormaktsporter we had is miles ahead of this. Yeah. It's like this. I still think it's very nice, but
it's okay.
It's too much booze, and then it could be thicker, especially for 13% barrel-aged Imperial Stout.
Yeah, I would have expected more. What you'd call it, chewable.
Yeah, it should be more chewy. I agree. Yeah. It has like a leathery thing almost, I think. It's like charry and ashy too. Very roasty. Definitely not a bad beer. No. The regular the regular Stormaktsporter bourbon barrel aged I think is better. But that was also really good. But it'll be fun to see how this is like a cognac version, because this is the same beer, just a different barrel. So should we move on to the hyped one of the two? Because this is the one that got the hype.
Let's try it.
So yeah, this is also 13%, and then this was brewed. This is 2017 vintage, so it was brewed in 2017, and then aged for 4 months in cognac barrels. It says aged it for years to come or share it with friends. Yeah. So yeah, let's try and move on over here. So I mean, when you swirl it, it also looks thicker in the glass.
Yeah, it does.
It looks more viscous and creamy.
Yeah, it hangs on more on the side of the glass.
And if you look just on the edge, on the other one you can see light, the other one you can't.
You can't.
So I think it's going to be a bit thicker.
Yeah, I think it is.
And it's got a more creamy looking head too.
Yeah.
Like tan looking. But yeah, let's check out the aroma on the cognac version of Stormaktsporter. Much different. Miles ahead. Wow. That's a huge difference. Wow. It smells so much better.
Yeah.
It's fun to do them side by side. I didn't think it would be that big a difference.
You
just
can
mixing
really smell the cognac here.
Yeah, you really can. And also the honey.
Yeah.
That's what we talked about in the original one. It has a big, like, sweet honey.
Yeah, the honey
almost mead-like profile.
Yeah.
But this, though, it's also a blend of two beers. So you also get, you know, they have the Thurbo Kaggen. And maybe what they did is they brewed Stormaktsporter and they brewed Thurbo Kaggen, but made it Turbo Stout and made it like bigger and blended them. But I think what might be pulling this down, just by judging this, which is pure Stormaktsporter, is the Turbo Stout.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
Because smelling this, which is just Stormaktsporter, it smells fantastic. Yeah, really cognac-y. It has like that dry grape cognac kind of.
Yeah, and
almost
the
nutty.
honey.
Yeah, the honey really.
Yeah.
I think it's almost honey-like, or honey. It's almost like nutty or something, like hazelnuts or something like that. Some vanilla too, but it smells really good.
Yeah.
And it also has like the dark fruity licorice and all that stuff. And this is a really rare bottle. I think they put out like, was it 800 bottles of this release, of this small bottle? So was it 800? I think it's something like that. There's not a lot. So Johan, it's so nice of you to send this, especially because I think they only release it every like 3 years or something like that. So.
Smells fantastic.
Yeah, let's try it. Cheers. And again, thanks to Johan. Miles ahead. It's much thicker than that. But it's really cognac forward.
Just like the ones we had 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Just you are into port wine league.
Yeah. It is. It has like this vintage port wine kind of oxidized thing, but I think it's also because they keep it at the brewery for so long. I mean, it was done aging in barrels in 2017, and they hadn't released it until I think it was last year, 2019. So they age it for a long time before they release it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it tastes like aged, but a well-aged beer. Probably a beer that's been aged in a tank, because it's not like too oxidized, and like it's just a mellow kind of port wine thing, and then like the loads of honey, and like this again, like dry grapey, cognac-y, slight vanilla, cherry woody, and also like nutty character. It's quite different from the bourbon, because the bourbon is even sweeter than this and more fudgy. This is more like dry and slightly vinous. And I think that's why this is not rated as high, because people don't like cognac barrel aging as much as bourbon, because bourbon is like sweet and like the whole big sweet vanilla that everyone likes. But if you really like cognac, I think you'd really like this, because the cognac barrel really shines, I think. And it's fun to drink a beer that's this old school, but it just really packs such a punch of flavor.
That's fantastic.
Definitely like grape vibes too. And like that sweet honey, the dryness. Just moving back to this.
It hangs in your mouth. Yeah.
Try and take a sip of that now. This just seems like no way near it.
No. But still, it ain't bad.
I still think this one is nice, but the clear winner for sure is the cognac.
Yeah.
Easily.
This is my favorite too.
But I will say, of the cognac and the regular Kaggen Stormaktsporter, the bourbon, I prefer the bourbon just because I like that fudgy, sweet bourbon vanilla thing. As I said before, if you're a really big lover of cognac, I think you might enjoy this more. But it's very different. Also, this is drier because of the cognac barrel, I think. But I gave Kaggen Stormaktsporter a 98, and I'm going to give the cognac one 96, 97, something like that. 96 probably. Just a little bit lower. I think it's really fucking good. It's a world-class barrel-aged, like old-school beer with the cognac profile. So, yeah, something like that for that one. Like, I think the Thurbo Kaggen is nice, but it just does not reach the same height at all. It's decent, but I'm going to go like 92, 93 on that one. I think it's nice barrel-aged beer, but it's a bit too boozy and a little bit too... I mean, it's not a crazy thing, but it lacks what this has. So, yeah, 96, 92, and still a 98 for the regular Stormaktsporter, which is the best, I think.
So say you...
I think so. What about you? What do you think?
Well, I'll give this up like the
Regular.
bourbon one.
98?
Yeah, I think so. Because
You also love cognac.
I think it is okay. It's not the same taste, but
It's actually very different from the regular.
It's good in its own way.
Yeah.
This one, I'm down in 92, 91 or something like that. Perhaps because I have this...
Yeah, right next to it. That's also something, often.
Yeah.
When you have something superior right next to it, you can't help but compare. But this was really fun to do. Awesome. Thanks a ton for sending these out, Johan. I mean, we wouldn't have been able to get these otherwise because it's such a small amount of beers being released. And I think people had to pre-order, or they had to sit ready at their computers to get them from Systembolaget. It was just gone like that. But he was lucky to get a spare bottle for us, which is awesome. So, Johan, you're the man. Thanks a ton. If you get a chance to try a Cognac Stormaktsporter or the Thurbo Kaggen version, let us know what you thought of them. What's your favorite version of Kaggen? They've also done a rum version, but I don't think that's been bottled. But it would be cool if they did that at one point. Rum could be nice, I think, with that coconutty thing.
Yeah, maybe.
So, yeah. If you had them, guys, let us know. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And we're going to say cheers in delicious barrel-aged Imperial Stout.
Yeah.
And see you guys in another beer review.